I don't like it.
Listen, I've watched 2 episodes of Naruto. I think I know how to say it.
Yeah.
How many episodes did you watch?
2. I'm watching 1 a night.
2? Okay.
As I work out. So I need to watch my 3rd episode tonight because I still need to work out. But
2 episodes. Yeah. That's a good... I remember really liking the first episode of Naruto.
Yeah, the first episode was really good.
It's a good opening.
Yeah, it is. Good pilot. Okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. We are getting set up. I have the rundown here.
You're watching dubs or subs?
When I can, I try to watch subs. But when I am working out,
reading.
And I'm like, if I'm doing anything that's like involves me getting around on the ground, I gotta watch dubs.
That's fine.
So I can hear it.
Yeah. I know this is a very old argument, and I'm not bringing anything new to the table, but I really don't get why people are so intensely like subs are better.
Sometimes the actors are worse in one language than the
dubs,
other.
the dubs.
You can't tell if Japanese actors are better because you don't speak their language.
That's not true at all. Like this inflection and like this inflection and like.
But you don't know what they're inflecting. They're just inflecting noises to you.
Yeah, well, when somebody yells, the yell. It doesn't matter what language they're yelling at. They're yelling. When they're crying, they're crying.
If the dub is bad,
it's different.
See, I think sub is just a wash, and sometimes that's better than a bad dub. I agree, but I mean,
that's the thing. Like early dubs weren't good at all.
But like with Miyazaki and like Ghibli stuff, they usually have pretty good dubs.
Multi-millionaire movies.
Yeah, but a lot of stuff is dubbed pretty well these days.
Yes, there are. Yes, like the.
I don't know. Maybe not.
You gotta make. Yeah, just watch whatever you want.
No, we should all get into our arguments about the binary choices we have to make in life.
But subs are better.
I think DOMs are better than subs. No one's ever made that joke before me, too. I'm just full of interesting new takes today. Enjoy your gaming.
Hello, everybody.
This is when I should do my Columbo impressions as well. I'm sick and my voice is like this. I'm probably much more Columbo.
You got the Rona?
One more thing.
No, I don't. I thought I did finally.
Man, you're a fucking loser.
Just a cold so far. I've taken the test today and yesterday. It's just no Rona yet. I assume I just caught something from Jeff's germ-riddled kids. Actually, because I saw Chris's kids after that.
I mean, honestly, maybe my kids just weakened your immune system and set you up so that those kids would finally take you out.
Yeah, because I think my body's built the antibodies for my nephews and nieces' disgusting germs already. But your kids are like, oh, that's a new petri dish.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think I have COVID, Pablo. I mean, who knows? I'll take another test tomorrow. I think I just have a cold.
Mute tab, and then that means I can go into here and I can see the.
What's that bear that you posted?
The what now?
It's from a video game called Chimera Land, which is a massively multiplayer online video game that I've begun playing.
What? This is the MMO you started playing? What is that? What?
Chimera Land or Chimera Land? Chimera Land, I suppose.
Yeah, I've always thought. Yeah, I guess.
Is that the one with the people with the dragons and shit?
Yeah, I mean, you could be whatever you want. You could be a bear. A variety of cats and monkeys.
Yeah. This isn't supposed to actually be good, right? Is this a meme MMO?
I think it might be a meme, but I was very scared because I was like, it's like this circular character creator thing, and on one side is like the male, on the other side's the female. But like, so you go all along, and like the further outside the circle you go on the like the diameter, the radius, the older and bigger you become. So I was like going through it. And like I was going through the monkeys, and then all of a sudden it turned into just a black person. I'm like, oh no, this game is horribly problematic. This is really bad. And then I realized, okay, I actually just went to a different part of the circle. They do put them right next to each other, so maybe a bit problematic. But I'm like, this game might have an issue or two. But no, it was just me making user errors. Is it a furry thing? Well, definitely that. Yes, because all of the creatures can be ladies, and as soon as you like get far enough on the lady side of things, they all put on like bathing suits. Well, like plant-based bathing suits, like we're wearing vines around our nipples,
right? Like Poison Ivy style. So
fucking go.
Jeff literally playing anything but Kentucky Route Zero. Right. I played a little bit of it.
Does it have what is it called? Innocent Angel mode?
Yeah, naive. I wish. Yeah,
Naive angel.
So I dropped in as my bear thing, and then I started punching a wolf spider and didn't do any damage, and now I'm lost. I don't really know what to do now, but that's not for me to decide. Okay, I got what's that? I just got to find podcast producers in here, so I can get the thingy thing.
Yeah,
there's that.
Yes, Jeff might have to do more reading. Don't forget the tweet.
Don't forget the tweets, and then stream elements.
I like your shirt.
Thank you.
What, me or Jeff?
Very summary. No, Chef.
Yeah. Jeff
Yours
got it.
good too.
Jeff got it when we were at the Great Lakes Brewery. Yeah, the Great Lakes Brewery had more Hawaiian shirts than Margaritaville somehow.
Yep.
Which I actually predicted even.
Yep. All right, let's.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
people really like that cat game, huh?
Which game? Oh, Stray. Yeah.
Oh, Stray.
Yeah.
I'm
glad it, right?
I am, although I am glad to see other people saying that it wasn't running well on Steam Deck. Because at the time, I was like, I'm still so new to Steam Deck that I'm like, I get maybe some games just run this well. I don't know. Like this is standard that the frame rate's all over the place. But
I think it's just a bad PC port.
Yeah, but it's weird because like I almost wish like Valve would be a bit more meticulous about that green check mark on things because it had the green check mark even when I installed it. There are some other things that have that green check mark that's still.
Well, I mean, it runs, isn't it?
It runs. I guess I wish maybe there was I almost wish there's like another one like steady 60 FPS or something.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to mess around with the settings a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see, Graham didn't hurt us. Subscribe. That's great. Let's you
told me this was going to be a console experience. God damn it.
Okay.
With frame rate and shaders.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
yes, half rate shaders and stuff. Yeah. Okay, Mike. I think I am ready.
I'm ready.
Actually, you know
Let's
what?
pour one out for the Bodega boys.
Yeah,
the brand's
sorry,
still
Bodega
strong.
boys.
Oh my god! You guys were about the giant bombcast again.
So sad.
I feel so bad and so white that I do not know who these people are.
I told Mike last night. He was like, "Who is that? Who? Who?"
I did not know.
Like,
hey, Sean. Hey, Nooble.
Why do people think they're beefing? Is it just that they split up and so people are just assuming?
Split up.
That's okay.
Yeah, to be fair, a lot of times I know what you mean. So that's why people just go separate ways. But like 50% of the time, they are also actually beefing.
Yeah, that's fair. Yes,
it's like when we finally split up, it'll be because we hate each other.
Oh yeah,
even more than we do now.
Exactly. Yes.
Just for a big psych.
It seemed impossible
at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Or something.
Do you know if we can hear the music?
I literally pressed the button right now, and I don't hear it myself. So let's check. Let's see what this says.
There you go.
Man, why do things suddenly appear? Okay, why do things?
Why do words suddenly appear every time you are near?
They can't hear it.
I know that song from The Simpsons.
Yeah, it's playing in a lot of things.
From that time where Marge bought a new ringtone for her, like
a lot of people's girlfriends.
Yeah.
Doorbell or something.
I do remember that.
Oh, it was when Homer became a truck driver, and she was like, "Well, I'm gonna have an adventure," and she bought a doorbell.
That episode kind of peaks in the beginning because that starts at the steakhouse.
Yeah,
where Homer eats the giant steak and the guy dies.
And the other guy dies.
Yeah, it's like an eating contest. No, Homer, don't fill up on bread.
Hey, you guys hear me?
It's like a 75-pound steak. That's Mr. Burns. Like, it gets to pick the cow that he wants.
You guys hear me?
Steak. He's like, oh, that one didn't put up much of a fight. No, did it? Let's try that one. No, never mind. I'll just have a glass of milk from that cow.
Hey,
and the guy should think up.
There we go.
Simpsons were good.
I think that was when it was like the later part of Good Simpsons where I was actually watching the episodes live on Sunday. So I think
you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear it.
Cool.
We had in Argentina. We had to wait 6 months for the episodes, but they air it every day.
But Paulo Costa says my Marge impression sounds like Toad. Well, my voice the way it is right now, everything's gonna sound like Toad.
I think we're good. I think we're set up. I didn't tweet.
Are you good?
Do that.
Are you really good?
It's good enough.
Good enough.
That's kind of good.
Yeah. Go to twitter.com/tweet, and I'm gonna go and type in some words here.
I don't hate cats. I hate the owners of cats.
Oh,
like
that's fair.
Chef.
That's totally fair. Yeah, of course. That I wouldn't even argue with.
When Chef says, I love cats because cats can do everything. They're so smart. They can open a bank account and like not fall into the crypto trap. They're so smart. They can like take over the world.
I mean, man, you make some pretty good points. You make some pretty good points. All right, let's start this thing. You ready, Mike?
Goddamn podcast.
Yeah. Thanks, Christian. All right, I'm gonna count us down. I'm gonna hit record, and we'll get into it. You ready?
Yes.
5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I'm a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, Daisy gets justice. The Wii U and Nintendo 3DS eShops are being put down. And I'm sick, but that's okay. Jeff, how's it going?
I'm great. I'm fine. We hung out, and I just think that I am the chosen one, and I was chosen to survive our encounter.
Yeah, this is natural selection.
Natural selection,
well,
exactly.
Your kids made that bed for me, and they kept adding things. I think at some point
they
had
a smallpox blanket.
Yeah, they had a smallpox blanket or something. No, Jeff, we had a lot of fun last weekend, though, didn't we?
Yeah, I had a good time. It was like, oh yeah, we can like hang out with people again and play video games, and we might get sick. Like this might happen, but
who knows where I got sick?
Yeah,
Could
but
be a million things.
Well, yeah, we like went out to Cleveland afterward. I mean, Cleveland riddled with disease. So,
if for those wondering, I do not have the Rona, at least yet, according to my test. It's just a cold so far. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
So then you have the monkeypox. Then that's the other one now. So,
oh, good.
Yeah,
fun.
Very good.
That sounds this is worse.
Oh yeah, I think it's worse. I honestly I stopped
great.
paying attention. I don't know anymore. It's hard to keep track of. I'm just mostly staying to myself, and then occasionally having Mike Minotti over to hang out and play stuff like Streets of Rage 4 and Escape Academy and stuff like that. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. We got to play some strikers, some couch strikers. How about that? Which is a fantastic transition, Jeff.
Yeah, there was something missing from our couch strikers, though.
There was.
I did notice it.
Yes, that's right. And that would be, of course, everybody's favorite Princess Daisy, who is, in fact, coming to Mario Strikers Battle League in the game's first free update, which will launch on July 21st at 6 p.m. Pacific, specifically. Daisy's not alone, though, Jeff. She's also bringing along Shy Guy as a new playable character, a new set of night gear for all of the characters, and the Desert Ruin Arena. I like the fact that the Desert Arena is coming with Daisy. Like, maybe it's a coincidence. I'm almost impressed that they remember that Daisy came from Super Mario Land, and its first world was a desert world.
Yeah.
Did they actually put that much thought into it, or is that just a
they probably did. It's Nintendo. They probably did think they're like, hey, we could pair those things up in the post-launch. This stuff's already done, finished. Just take it off the disc or take it off the card, and we'll wrap those two things up together later. Absolutely. Now you said it's free, so they don't want the infinite money I would give them for just a glimpse of Daisy.
No, it's free, and in fact, there will be 2 more free updates by the end of the year. So yeah, I mean, Jeff, me and you are kind of in a weird situation with this game where we seem to like it a lot more than other people. We're not as bothered by the
not even a little bit.
Maybe it's because we're fresher to Mario Strikers. We're kind of Johnny-come-latelys to it. We're just happy to have this game.
Gives some perspective on like the whole series, right? Where it's like, I didn't buy Mario Strikers when it first came out on GameCube. I played it years later and discovered how much fun it is, and like the mechanics are ideal for a soccer game. And yeah, I just want more of that. And guess what they gave me? More of almost that exact same thing. So I'm good.
And, you know, like, if it was something where, like, they held back Daisy, who is kind of a pretty popular character in the Strikers universe, as paid DLC, that would seem slightly nefarious to me.
Mm-hmm.
Her coming out as free DLC, like, I'm sure it's still an intentional thing to, like, keep interest going after launch, but it's also not quite as, like, pure evil, I suppose, right?
Yes. I mean, I get that people aren't huge fans of this, like, holding back stuff, but it doesn't really matter to me all that much. This just feels like, okay, this is Nintendo's strategy. It is a way of keeping the game in people's minds, I suppose. Does it work at that? A little bit, but it's mostly just like, okay, as long as I get all this stuff for free, eventually I'll be happy with it. I'm still playing Strikers, so that's fine for me.
Yeah, Daisy and Shy Guy, they both look really cool. Like Daisy is so like energetic and like bubbly. It almost seems bizarre compared to Rosalina and Peach are so like reserved, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and she's got like a good attitude that's like fun, and some of the animations they've shown off. I don't think they've shown off everything that she's gonna have in the game, but some of the stuff they've shown off so far, it's like, oh man, she does have a lot of personality. Even Shy Guy though has a lot going
Shy Guy
on.
has a ton. Shy Guy is a pretty cool second choice actually. I'm a pretty big fan of that. I like, as far as Mario enemy types go, Shy Guys are just fantastic.
Yes,
they were good at Mario 2, and then Yoshi's Island cement to them as all timers.
Yes, absolutely. It was like the kind of thing that like little shitheads on the at recess would be like, well, did you know that game's not really a Mario game, so Shy Guys aren't really from Mario? And they'd be like, no, they own. And eventually, of course, they became like really like cemented as Mario enemies. And yeah, every time the Shy Guy shows up, I'm like, man, they just look cool. I just love everything about these guys. So
yeah, no, they're fantastic. So I guess kind of fun game to play here is, so I don't know if the next two updates are also going to have 2 characters each. Let's say if they are, there's going to be 4 more characters coming to Strikers, at least for this year. I don't know if there'll be anything beyond. Who do you think's left? Who else is coming?
we're gonna get Funky Kong mode. So Funky Kong.
You wish.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying. No, if I really wished, I would get what's her name, Candy Kong, of course. I don't know. Like chat's Birdo and Pauline.
Birdo and Pauline both seem reasonable. Those are
Daniel says Pele. Yeah, just put Pele in
actually. Well, that's like in fucking Sonic and All Stars Race Transformed, how Danica Patrick's just a character in it. And it's incredible. It's hilarious.
Photorealistic. If it was just a photorealistic Danica Patrick, that'd be even better.
That'd be great. I think Pauline has been showing up in a lot of these things lately, and I think that would be a great addition. Birdo also makes sense. Although I don't know, that doesn't like. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike style.
Was in Strikers, right?
I think she was in one. She's in a lot of these sports. She shows up. She's in Mario Kart. If you're a playable character in Mario Kart, you have a pretty good chance. I mean, and even starting in like Double Dash, she was right. So she's been. Because Double Dash, everybody had a partner, so she was the one who was partnered with Yoshi. So that would make some sense. It wouldn't be the most exciting thing. Like I'd be more excited for even Dry Bones over that, or me, I'm really big K-Mech fan.
Yeah,
Goku, yes, Goku. Sora will be.
Sora, yes, there we go, for real. Yeah, this is where we finally get damn it, Gino from Super Mario.
Oh my
RPG.
god! Don't even. I would still actually be very excited.
I know you.
There'd be a part of me. It's like I can't believe it's this and not Smash Bros. But I would still actually be pretty happy about it.
There's no way in hell. But yes, totally.
Yeah.
Listen. Keep this up. I hope that. Okay, as exciting as this is, in terms of like, okay, Daisy's here and that's fun. I wish they would have said something about like expanding the online play.
The whole Battle League part of Battle League doesn't seem to have really taken off, huh?
I just don't get it. I actually don't really get it. I
don't. Yeah, me neither. I don't actually understand how it works. Like I know that we are in a Battle League
with my league friends, and like we team up, and that's it. I want to play against these assholes. I don't want to be on a team with them. These schmucks in my community. I want to beat them into a pulp.
That's because. That's your fault. You gave them your friend code. You need to give them your enemy code.
My enemy code. Yes, that's my own fault, of course.
You fool.
So yeah, I and I would like to have had them say, hey, and now this is also coming with 4v4 online play. If you're gonna have 4 players on a team, let us do 4v4. The 2v2 mode works really well. I know adding, double that increases the chances of like a bad online connection or whatever. But just let us at least try. I don't know. So
Nintendo might be interested to learn that there are some online games that let like 100 people play with each other at the same time.
Yeah, for real. Now, some of those games, many of those people might have like a wired connection or whatever, and almost no one has that for the Switch. But I mean, the Switch OLED's out there with the Ethernet port now. But whatever, just make it happen. Like add improvements to the online. Maybe have a tournaments mode where like you could just go join a tournament whenever, or set up a community tournament, sort of similar to the older golf games or whatever, and just say, hey, just show up during these times to play some matches, and we'll count up the points and see who won. That stuff would be really great, but that doesn't. I don't know. I'm not too hopeful for that stuff now.
No, not really. I am kind of just in the mindset of we're getting more characters, and that'll be fun. Maybe some more arenas, although like. I hope we get, if they do Pauline, if we got a new Donk City arena, that should be pretty cool. But other than that, cool. I'm not sure what arenas they can introduce that would really set my world on fire. Like, might just be like, here's an ice arena. Great.
Yeah.
Right. Sand Arena I allow because of the Daisy connection. That kind of is neat.
Mm-hmm.
If it actually like somehow like they put the Mario Land 1-1 song into the game, that would be incredible, but probably not happening. All right, Jeff, next thing I have here, Nintendo has given an update on the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS eShops on August 29th, 2022. It'll be no longer possible to add funds for these eShops. And then on March 27th, 2023, purchases will no longer be available. You will still be able to download the games you own going forward. But yeah, this is the timeline, Jeff. The end is nigh.
Yeah, seems like that's going to be these systems will officially join, the great ether, the great beyond, and we will have to say goodbye to them forever, basically. I am not playing my Wii U very much. And before the move, I had it set up for the kids to play. The 3DS is still somewhat in rotation, especially after I got a Japanese 3DS and messed around with it some. And I have my own new 3DS
you watched
XL.
episodes of Naruto, and now you have a Japanese 3DS.
Well, I got that a while ago, but yeah, I been in. So it's like I still like messing around with that. There's some games on there I still always want to go back and try, or go back and even replay. But yeah, they're going to be done supporting these, and to me, that almost is like a green light to be like, okay, well, now it's time to like really hack the hell out of these things. Everyone should kind of just be moving on. These things can be like digital libraries now, digital public libraries, and we can just treat them that way. Because Nintendo's not giving us a pathway to spend money with them anymore. Now that hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. I don't know. What do you think about this? It's kind of just like this is the way of things, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of. I mean, gosh, what am I going to pretend that I bought anything on either of these shops in a while or was planning to, right?
Right.
I mean, look, either it's time to get what you want to get, like you haven't gotten Metroid Prime Trilogy or something like that on Wii U, go do it, or especially the 3DS where it's relatively easy. It's time to look into alternative options.
Yeah, you should go look in your email because you've had the same work email for a long time and see if you could find any old Wii U code you never redeemed and see if that could still work.
That'd be funny. Probably Wii U code. Jeff, last thing here. I was wondering if what you think about this. Platinum claims it will change significantly as it hires a former Nintendo exec, Nintendo veteran Takao Yamane. Thank God no one from Giant Bomb is here to yell at me for my pronunciation. Has joined the Bayonetta studio as a vice president. Jeff, what does this mean for Platinum, a studio that not too long ago said that its future was going to be live service games, and then they released Babylon's Fall? What is actually their future?
Yeah, I don't know. This feels a little bit different than like where they've been headed. Bringing in a Nintendo veteran to be like, hey, we have ideas and maybe we can appeal more to gamers by doing some stuff the way Nintendo does it. Well, that's not necessarily like live services. That's like making games that have a broad appeal and really hitting them hard and make sure they're mechanically really solid and very fun to play. And I don't know. Is that what this Nintendo executive is going to bring? They said they're teasing this stuff here because they're going to talk more about many of their ideas in an interview that's coming out tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they say exactly is the plan here. But the hunch I get is like, we need to double down on being platinum while also maybe finding ways to make our games more appealing to more people. And I think that probably just involves not abandoning the action game genre that Platinum is known for. It probably means finding new ways to express that stuff and stuff that's like slightly different than what they've done before, while continuing to do the Bayonettas and stuff like that.
It's weird because it seems like their biggest hit maybe ever was actually Nier Automata, but they almost kind of don't get any of the credit for that. That's all Tano who does, right?
I thought the fighting in that game was boring. Yeah.
Well, that's and it's kind of rightfully it sucks that they still made the game, but the whole point is like, wow, Platinum Combat, and the combat was actually kind of rote in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even still, I wonder if they're kind of like begging Tano, like, hey, you got plans for Nier Automata too? Yeah, you need us back.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, maybe they don't get that much of a cut from it because it's not really their thing, right? It's kind of like a Metal Gear Rising situation, so I don't know.
Yes, Christian, I think that the fighting in Nier Automata
is
boring.
Not a controversial opinion. You guys are nuts.
Oh my God, it's a boring game to play. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. Boring may be a bit rough. I think it's rote. I think it's mediocre combat in a very, very good package. Like the combat was actually interesting in the beginning, where it was doing a lot of stuff where like the overhead camera would like turn into straight up shmup sections and stuff. I swear to gosh, this is not an uncommon take. I have heard this many times. This is
right.
not crazy.
It's just our chat. Like, it got to be like,
right.
oh my god.
These are the same people who are like, actually, Rift Apart's not very good. No way.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was so easy too. It was like you had a zillion mods to put on.
Right. I just sort of I pressed the X button and got through the game, and that was that. Like that was that's all I had to do.
Right. Like even the hacking stuff, which people actually remember, was way better than the combat. No, this is actually a completely normal, okay take. The combat. I mean, it was responsive and fast paced, sure, but there's very little. There's like no depth to it compared to even like Revengeance, which I still think is the best Platinum game, or even even the Bayonettas, nowhere near that. Even Astral Chain has better combat.
Yeah, and I think the chip system is fun, but it's like it made the combat sort of meaningless. And I just remember
it's more about your build
through like nodding off playing that game, and I'm like not a great target audience for some of that stuff.
Christian, there's no way we're the first people. I mean, look. It's always one of those things like, I know it for other people. I'm going to look it up later. I don't think this is an uncommon criticism.
Oh, this is like the time when I was like, I heard Greg say that thing. You're like, he's the only person you ever heard say that thing. Right. And I don't remember what the thing is.
Again, I like Nier Automata. That's not the point. I think it's a very good game.
I don't dislike Nier Automata.
I like it a lot.
I just don't like it like everyone else does.
I don't think it didn't become a big hit because of its combat. It became a big hit because of its story and its weirdness and its themes and all those other
music,
things.
Which is
very good.
Incredible music. Yes, without a doubt.
Very good. All right. Jeff, that is it for our little news beats here.
Nier Automata coming to Nintendo Switch soon, by the way, if it's not already there.
What?
They
didn't announce it.
Yep.
I thought you like dropped the scoop on me. Then I remembered that actually happened. Right?
No, that happened.
Maybe they'll improve the combat. All right. We got super chats coming in. Guys, keep sending those. We will read them at the end of the show. Thank you so much. If you are watching, please be sure to give a thumbs up. It'll help more people find the show. It'll maybe make my body produce more antibodies to fight off this illness. My life is in your hands. Please, thumbs up for Mikey.
F's in the chat for Mikey, or thumbs up, or super chats in the chat for Mikey.
Super chats for Mikey.
Yeah.
The only thing that can cure me is a money. I'm going to set up a GoFundMe. Mike has a head cold. GoFundMe. All right, Jeff. Since I'm sick and I want to give my voice as much of a break as I can, how would you like to read the questions from our Discord community today?
I would love that. I've even got them loaded up right here to do just that. Let me start here with Benji Glass Key. How are you doing, you goofy bastards? The K-pop scourge must be stopped. You have been tasked with creating a boy band of Nintendo characters to compete. Who do you assemble?
I mean, it's got Wario and Waluigi got to be in there.
Wario and the Waluigi funny. For sure. Yes, that'd be fantastic. I think Toad. Funky Kong, Toad.
Toad, yes, Toad's the lead singer. How about 5? I think 5's a good number.
Yeah, 5's a good. Yeah, 5 is right. Yes, and
who rounds things up?
Okay, so like Wario's the bad boy, and Waluigi's the wild card.
Lancer.
Yes.
Boshi. Yes.
Boshi. Yes. There we go. It's all bad boys and Toad. Yeah, there we go. I like that. That's a good boy band right there.
By the way, I think when I begged for more thumbs up when I was sick, I think we got a total of 1 come in. So thanks.
Give us a thumbs up, guys. Jesus.
You know what? Fuck you. I don't need your help.
I'll get antigens on my own.
That's right. Never mind. Yeah, Nier Automata's comment is great. You're all right.
Yeah, wow. Nier Automata. I always think about how good the fighting is in that.
Yeah, that's what everybody loved about it. That's the best part. Jeff, that's the next. What's the next question? Wait, was that the first question? I can't remember what we were talking about.
Dr. Turbo Sus. Hey, B and C boys, you are now the product managers for the Switch 2 and have to remove 2 of the following features to cut costs and make the console more affordable. Do you cut SSD, backward compatibility, OLED screens, or DLSS? So I guess we got to cut.
That's rough.
2 of the. So, which features are getting the axe? So I suppose we can maybe live without an SSD, just based on.
I have to have backwards compatibility.
Yes, I have to have backwards compatibility. And I think now we can't go back from the OLED screen, but that's tough too.
But like frame rate is so important to me.
Yeah, so maybe actually for like the base model of Switch 2, backward compatibility and DLSS are must-have. So I suppose you cut the SSD and OLED. Now,
yeah,
the SSD only can be cut if you have like the same sort of internal linkage that the Steam Deck has, where it can load stuff off SD cards super fast. So
now, Jeff, do you think the Switch 2 will actually just have all 4 of these things?
Yes,
I hope so.
SSD is actually the most questionable one, but that'd be fantastic. But I think they will. I think it will have all of these things.
Cool.
Beef Hammer, you are both forced to go to a convention and cosplay together. The answer of who you two would go is obvious. So my follow-up is, which one of you goes as Pyra and which one of you goes as Mithra?
So many hypotheticals this week.
Yeah.
Which one of us has more mommy dommy, like the mean mommy dommy vibes? I guess me. I guess I'm Mithra and Jeff's Pyra, huh?
Yes. You're the one that yells at the kids, and I'm the one who loves the kids, and that makes sense. Yeah. Sure. I don't know anything about Pyra and Mithra, so I'm just going to trust you there.
I just told me, Mithra mean mommy, Pyra good mommy, but also both very sexy mommies.
Of course. Well, that goes without saying. Revan, do you think Microsoft buying Blizzard makes BroodWars 64 any more likely than it has been in the last 20 years? Yes. Like 0.1% more likely, yes.
Yeah, counterpoint, no.
1UP versus CPU. What is the best version of Zelda Link's Awakening? This would also be a great time to remind people to go to game-mess.creator-spring.com and get some awesome Mikey Vania / Big Mega Man X Vibes merch. So, Mike, turns out people aren't buying this shirt as fast as they have in the past, or the last shirt. So, what do we got to do? I think I got some samples coming. I think once we get samples, people will be more moved. But I'm like, this shirt is fantastic. Why aren't people buying it? I'm going to add a poster and see if that changes things. But yeah, that's at least, or maybe, Teespring doesn't update its stuff as quickly, but I made an order. I made an order for like us, and like that went through right away. Like to have the, the sample order. So
the URL rolls out the top. Give it time, Jeff. Once they see us wearing these babies, everybody's going to want one.
Exactly. So we're going to go for that. Yeah, the URL is not fantastic, but it is in the description. So check that out.
The old company said that we were infringing on a copyright, I believe, which there are many to choose from in here, but still, come on.
Yeah, many to choose from. The only real one that I think is actually in there is the words Mega Man X. Yeah. Whatever. We're fine. It's a parody. It's a parody shirt, and everyone knows that. The best version of Zelda Link's Awakening is the version that you can get that has been modded for the original Game Boy Color, the DX version that takes out all of the prompts for whenever you pick up like an acorn or whatever. It doesn't pop up with saying you have a guardian acorn. It's going to protect you from hits. It's like, yeah, no shit. I picked up like 150 in this game. So it gets rid of that, and it like streamlines a few other things, and you can play it on your analog pocket or an emulator or whatever. Nice.
I thought you didn't like a lot of other things about the DX. I thought you didn't like the color even. I thought you
I don't love the color, but that comes very much from I grew up with the black and white version. That's what the game should look like to me. Like if you're going back now, listen, if you get like that $50 Game Boy Game & Watch thing, that's a good way to play that stuff too. But some of the switching around weapons and stuff is a little streamlined in this ROM hack and stuff. But also just get the Switch version. That's fine too.
Yeah, they're all good. I do probably, when I think of it, I think of the DX version the most. That's the one I played the most, probably.
From Casual, Dear Barry and Cheddar Boys, no question for me this week. Just wanted to say it was really great seeing the two of you together in the same place again, reunited, and it feels so good. So thank you for the stream and the frolicking updates on Twitter. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was fun to just kind of like, hey, we are hanging out. Here's what we're doing. I had a good time. He says, P.S. Fuck you for showing me that chicken and waffles pizza is a thing.
Oh my God. It was so good.
A thing you can get and be unavailable in Sweden. I'm so sorry, Casual.
Unavailable anywhere except from Mikey's Pizza.
Yeah. Someone found it. I think Christian found a picture of another place that had it.
Yeah, and it did not look as good.
No. It was really tasty. I'm probably going to get it here again pretty soon.
Well, you have to try. They have a General Tso's chicken pizza that you need to get too.
Yes. Well, incredible. I mean, why don't we just get both of those, and that'll be a.
I'll make like a sandwich.
There. Yes. Yes. Eat them
all those flavors together. Actually, might just end up tasting like nothing.
Yeah. Either way, though,
too much going on.
That pizza's really good. Also, I just remembered I have a Coke Zero still left over in that fridge. I'm going to drink.
We did go through quite a few of them, but yes, probably have a couple left over.
Bench JC, hey Weebs, now that we are all mega Weebs here, what is one Nintendo franchise you would love to see an anime of? An anime. I think specifically, coming off of just talking about it, An anime about the island in Link's Awakening, I think could be very cool. A limited series, not like limited in like 6 episodes, but like 30 episodes. And just telling the story of the characters and Link's adventures there and trying to wake up the Windfish and sort of figuring out what's going on over the course of like the first 15 episodes and then getting all the instruments over the last 15 episodes. That would be a cool anime.
I don't know. Even though I'm not a biggest Mother fan, I think Mother would actually be pretty good. I could just because I like the idea of that kind of small town quirky stuff that kind of works as a show.
And then as Nocturbo says, no anime or a little
that's
bit anime.
Ideal, but look, I'll answer the people's questions if I must.
F-Zero as a Blade Runner anime is another really good idea.
There already was an F-Zero anime.
That's right. Yeah. Well, what was it called?
I forget. They had, like one of the Game Boy Advance games was based off. Like,
I think two of them were the last two, and only one of them came out here. Right.
There was a Kirby anime, which is still weird, but that happened.
Yeah, there was an Animal Crossing anime movie from Gruntilda's ass.
Oh, Gruntilda's ass is back.
Are you guys going to buy the Sega Genesis Mini 2? And Mike, when are you going to play the Road Rash games? I have mine pre-ordered. I don't think they charge me until it ships, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want one. And I talked before, I think, about how I kind of missed out on Road Rash. I think we rented them a few times, but I didn't realize, like now people are like, yeah, Road Rash 3 or whichever one is like one of the best Genesis games. I was like, oh, I probably should have played that a lot more. So I'll play that. I really want to play the Lunar games, which I think are confirmed for the Japanese version of this new Genesis Mini, so I assume they're coming to the US one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm hoping I might just get sent one because it's expensive and there's a big shipping cost to it. But if I came down to it, I would buy one.
Yeah, hang on. I want to see if I can find this flight stick. Yeah, it's the Cyber Stick. Let me see if I can get a picture of that. I'll put it up there later. But yeah, I'm getting one because, like I said, I bought the Cyber Stick to play Afterburner 2 on the Genesis Mini. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty absurd. Yeah, I got the Wario 64 tweet. I'll show that in a little bit. Okay, where are we at? Okay, I already read Tilda's ass. So let me read Laushin. Hey, Jeff, Muscle Shirt Grubb, and Mike, the Finisher, Minotti. Hope your Cleveland adventures went well. Do you see Nintendo and Microsoft pulling digital game codes from retailers since the lawsuit against Sony was dismissed? On a personal note, I am thinking of switching jobs. I was looking at PlayStation proper, not a game studio, since I matched some of their job postings. I was wondering if you guys have heard anything about cultural or environment at PlayStation. I mean, I think that... Let's see, where are you from?
We know a few people who work for PlayStation.
Yeah. We know a few people who've been there a long time, too.
Yeah,
and some people that went back there, yeah.
Our first boss, Dan Shu, was there for a while. Shane Bettenhausen's still there, right?
Right, Shane Bettenhausen's still there.
Russ, who we used to work with, is there.
Yeah, Aram has been there for forever. Shu's friend that was at in his wedding, I don't know his name's slipping my mind. I'm friendly with him, so I feel bad. But yeah, he was there, and then he went to Nintendo, then he went to Apple, and now he's back at Sony. So back at PlayStation. People seem to like it there. I think that if you want to go for it, go for it. I think that culturally it seems like a pretty decent place. Also, do we see Nintendo and Microsoft pulling digital game codes from retailers since the lawsuit against Sony was dismissed? I don't think that is why. I don't think Nintendo and Microsoft would pull that because I think they feel like, yeah, if people want to buy the games that way, they can buy the games that way, and they don't have any sort of I don't think they have a grander strategy in the same way that Sony does. Also, P.S. from Laushin, congrats, Mike, on finishing Neon White, and no, I am not a game dev. Yeah, no worries, Laushin. That's fine. You can still get a job at PlayStation.
They need a lot of other people besides people who make video games working at these companies.
Yep. They need people to take care of Jim Ryan and make sure he's okay. So
yeah, really
go for that job. Oh, okay, wow. From Velocity Prime 1, now that you've finally met in person for the first time ever, what games really increase in fun times when played together on the couch? It's the first time in several years, but fair enough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had fun with. I think most of those games were slightly more fun just kind of playing in person, right?
Yeah, honestly, some game I actually wouldn't even bother playing beat 'em ups like Streets of Rage, even the Shredder's Revenge on online multiplayer. I don't know why, but that is just one of the things I'm still no, that's something you play with a person in the room with you, and it was fun playing Streets of Rage like that.
Now I'm regretting we didn't play Gauntlet. I have it on the arcade machine, but even the Gauntlet for Dreamcast would have been fun to play.
I'd almost rather play Dark Legacy or whatever. Right?
Yeah, that'd be really fun. Yeah,
I do want to show you River City Girls 1 pretty bad.
Yeah, we should have played some of that too. Yeah, but maybe we should play that one online.
well, I mean, look, I'll be back.
That's true.
You'll be here sometime. Well, there'll be another game session.
I will. Yeah, we'll come over. I'll come over there here pretty soon, and we'll make it happen. That'll be fun. Yeah, beat 'em ups. I think Mike is probably right. That's the very specific genre that gets way more fun when you're sitting next to someone and chugging like 6 Coke Zeros.
Right.
Mr. Bowler. Hey, Nintendogs, your Cleveland adventures looked like a good time. Which Nintendo character would be the most fun to take with you on a bar crawl? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of someone who'd be like handy and useful. I think Donkey Kong could carry me, so that'd be very good.
Yes, that would be good. He could probably hold his liquor a lot, but he might accidentally hurt you.
I
know we answer Wario and Waluigi a lot. In this case, absolutely not. They would be horribly obnoxious.
Yes.
Right. I bet Daisy would be fun.
Are the only obnoxious ones when we're drinking.
Yeah, I bet Daisy can handle herself in like a we're having fun party environment.
That's why you want her there. Okay, sure.
Okay, come on now. What? Would you rather go out with Peach? She'll be like, it'll be like 8:00. She's like, I'm sleepy. Where's my retainer?
Wow, putting Peach on blast. Jesus,
Peach sucks.
All right, fine.
Peach was interesting for the first time ever in that animation in Strikers where she almost gets pissed off for a second and calms herself. It was like, wow, this is the most character Peach has ever shown.
You don't think she had character when she was blankly staring at Bowser Jr. in Super Mario Sunshine?
No,
she's like slowly blinking.
She's like, I'm your mama. How do you, bitch? Don't you know?
Okay, from Dugan. Spotted a pack of wild, possibly rabid Nintendogs terrorizing the main streets of Cleveland. What are your top 3 dream/realistic picks for the next Nintendo Online? Okay. So if the next Nintendo, they're probably going to just mostly keep this Nintendo Online. My dream would be just make it Xbox Live. Make it work exactly like Xbox Live did on the Xbox 360.
I'm still confused. What is going on with the phone app? Because it had portals for games. Is there a Mario Strikers portal on that phone app?
I haven't opened that app
in years. Anybody opened it?
I don't think so.
What happens if I open the fucking phone app now?
I don't know. Let's find out. I get rid of the app. I think that's a realistic one. Get rid of the app. That's probably not actually that realistic. The Switch 2 should be powerful enough to just have basically a Nintendo version of Discord running in the background.
Yes.
Just
have Discord would be a really nice.
Just have Discord would be the real dream. Absolutely.
That'd be fantastic. But it's probably not. Yeah, my dreams are just Discord, Xbox lifestyle parties, and I don't know. I don't really care about achievements. That would be an easy one to say. So I don't know what my third one would be there. I guess
I could do
the ability to add friends without a friend code would be nice.
Yes. Well, I mean, they have that kind of right now, but whatever.
Kind of.
Yeah, you're right. Mostly you need to just be friends on another platform that they've partnered with. Whatever. From Turbo Madden, you know what I just thought of? How the WarioWare series seems to be completely neglected within the extended Mario universe. You see characters from Donkey Kong Country make some appearances in Mario spinoffs, Diddy Kong in various Mario spinoffs with Funky Kong and Mario Kart Wii, but WarioWare characters are completely left out. Besides a few little references such as WarioWare Tennis Court in Mario Power Tennis, why is the WarioWare cast and series given the cold shoulder with these Mario spinoffs?
I guess it is just so weird that they kind of are hesitant.
Yeah.
There's a WarioWare stage in Smash Bros. And I think Ashley is a assist trophy. Ashley is one that has come up as maybe some fans hope that she'd be a playable character in Smash. But yeah, there's some characters like Ashley or Mona that you think could maybe branch off into some other things, but they have been all pretty self-contained over in that WarioWare universe. And it is a bit of shame because they're, same thing with 9-Volt. There are a lot of really nice characters there that could, I don't know if they necessarily need their own spin-off games, but they should certainly be showing up in some of these kind of multi-character projects.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's just the team that works on those games is just a very specific team, and they aren't making a lot of these other games, and there's not a lot of cross-pollination there. So, but I think it'd be very cool to have the WarioWare gang versus the Mario Kingdom game. That'd be very cool. Just have them have a rumble. Make it just a really bloody, violent fighting game.
There you go.
Let's see with fatalities from Pennywise
and animalities,
especially animalities, absolutely, and babalities.
Friendships.
From Pennywise, hi Jeff, splooge free Nintendo Switch for me, please, Grubb. And Mike, the community thanks you for keeping the splooge talk down to a minimum, unlike your co-host, Minotti.
I do what I can.
It's been a while since I've been able to ask any questions or participate in any way due to continuing health issues with my wife. Sorry, Pennywise, sorry to hear that, but good luck with you and especially to your wife. I missed out on the 1-year anniversary of Nintendogs, and I just wanted to express my gratitude and say that my favorite moment was discovering the very first episode right after it dropped, simply because it was the realization that I would be getting even more beef and cheddar boys. Yeah, we're glad that you were here from the beginning, man. Seriously.
Yeah, just over a year ago.
Seriously, thank you both so much for the content. It really has been one of the few things to make me smile while taking care of my better half over the last year. You guys mean more to me than you know. Thank you so much. We put this stuff out, and it's like, I like hanging out with Mike and talking about video games. But having you guys show up and say stuff like this and just kind of like participate in the community makes it all obviously just so much more worth it.
Yeah, it's always been a lot of fun. We always appreciate you guys listening.
From Hosp, hey yo boys, just as I finally pick up an N64 controller, it sounds like there could be a pause on monthly N64 games coming to the service. How do you think Nintendo will approach a Nintendo Switch Online for the rest of the year, and in particular the renewal time? So the renewal time being like that time of year when everyone first joined up to Switch Online and need to re-up their subscription.
Well, I mean, I think we assume that's when we hear about Game Boy Color, right?
Right. I mean, Game Boy Color, probably not advanced.
No, they're not going to give us all three. They're not that generous.
No. But I mean, okay. So, Mike, the reason he says that we might be getting a pause is because they just released, Pokemon Puzzle League for the N64. And then like a day later, they followed up with a tweet that was a reply to that tweet saying, more Nintendo 64 games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. It's like, oh, okay. When? What?
It's weird that they said that because we didn't assume they were going to stop. I don't know. I hope that's just Nintendo being weird. I hope that's not them trying to say, no, we're not getting one next month, but there will be one. Because, I mean, one a month has already been so slow. We should at least definitely get one Nintendo 64 game for a month for a while longer here. There's still so many more games that need to come there, like your favorite in quote unquote best Nintendo 64 game ever, Wave Race 64.
Okay, listen, right? Mario 64, but then Wave Race 64.
I know. But there's plenty of games to still get on there. It's one of those things where if you stop this already, then when it becomes time for everyone to re-up, I mean, I think people would consider, man, I didn't get nearly as many Nintendo 64 games as I thought I was going to get for this extra price. I don't know. Am I really going to want to what up? Now, maybe they will anyways because, hey, big new thing, Game Boy Color games. I don't know. Maybe they know that. But it would be kind of shitty, Jeff. Yeah,
I agree. I think there's no real good reason for them to stop now. Even take a pause now. Basically, there better be another one next month. I paid $50 a year for this thing. And if they took a long break, I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth. I want keep up that one a month. Like, you've established this cadence. Stick with it. There are a lot of I was there. I owned a Nintendo 64. I know which games you haven't put out yet. Like, they better be there soon.
We're not even at the point where we're talking about like underrated games like Robotron or like the Beetle racing game, like Excite Bike, Wave Race, Donkey Kong, a million things. Come on, give me a break.
All right, let's see here. Where am I at? From Low Rule Grubb, can I formally ask you to follow up with your source and see if they know when Metroid Prime Remaster is going to get announced and in what form? I check Twitter every hour like a madman. I would probably relax a little bit on that. I can. It's the reason I'm like pretty convinced on this is just the way it came to me is a little bit more reliable, and I don't necessarily.
It came to him in a dream from God. So
well. Not too far off. I'll explain to you later.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But basically, like, I can ask and I'll see, but no promises on getting a real answer on that stuff. And also, I kind of want to be careful on tapping that one too much because there might be stuff we actually do want to know what's going on inside Nintendo. And I don't want to get to a point where it's like, okay, you kind of been just bothering me, asking me for every little update on these things. So I don't know. I'm going to be picky and choosy on when I bother sources like that. Let's see, from Gerbear, who wins in a fight, Samus or the Cuckoos? How do you say that? Cuckoos? Fucking Cuckoos from Link to the Past.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Samus has died a lot. So you can make Samus die in a video game very easily.
I've never seen a Cucko die. Yeah,
the birds cannot die. Win.
Yep, the birds always win. The Cuckoos always win. The fucking Cuckoos.
Yeah.
All right. Lastly, from Doc7, hello, Nintendog Pack. Devil May Cry 5 got an 89 on Metacritic and sold over 5 million as of April this year, about 3 years ago. Will Bayonetta 3 best either of those numbers? Will it get a sales boost from the Astral Chain and Nier Automata being on Switch? It's not going to sell 5 million copies.
No, it's going to do. It'll probably do like Dread numbers. It'll probably like be close to 3 million, and that'll be, to be clear, that'll be very good.
Yep,
for this game. I mean, yeah, Devil May Cry, multi-platform, big Capcom game. Capcom's on a roll. It was very well received. It's not going to do that well.
All right. Well, there's a lot of super chats coming in. I see those. We will get to them before the end of the show. But first, we got to get to the show's topic, which is where I'm cooking to right now. Favorite Nintendo boss fight. Mike, you want to read these as well?
What? Yes, if you would read those, I would appreciate it, Jeff.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So,
well, first, Jeff, I got to know what yours is, or do you want me to tell you mine while you think of one frantically?
Yes.
My challenge, my challenge was like, I kind of felt bad that I couldn't think of one that wasn't just also a final boss fight.
Sure.
Maybe I could have even split these up, but like the ones that do come to my mind, and I'll say some of the normie ones to see if other people have more like better answers. But the Mother Brain fight at the end of Super Metroid is fantastic. More so for kind of like its moments than the mechanics of the fight itself, although it is still pretty fun. It's almost, in some ways, it's like a test of, have you gotten enough upgrades to withstand this, which is a lot. It has those cinematic moments with the baby and all that stuff. So, but it's great because like at first it just looks like, oh, we're just doing the boss fight from the first Metroid again. And then it turns into like the alien queen from Aliens and all this stuff. It's very, very good. Then there's a lot of good Ganondorf fights. I think the one from Wind Waker is still the best.
Yeah, without a doubt.
The water falling everywhere. He's kind of like going crazy. The fact that like you beat him in the end by rolling around and stabbing him in the fucking face, it's just so good. That fight is gives me chills every time. Then kind of like slightly more Dark Horse one. I've talked about this one before. I love the nightmare fight at the end of Kirby's Adventure on the NES. I don't know why. I think that boss fight just rules. It's like slightly more difficult than anything else in that game. It's like this is almost where, I don't know if this is where it started or not, where it's like Kirby fights God at the end, right? But all of a sudden, this cute little Kirby game gets very cosmic. The stakes seem bigger. The NES is just trying its hardest to be graphically impressive in like 1992 or whenever this went. So it was just nuts. Fantastic stuff. Jeff, what about you? Have you thought of one?
Yes, I've thought of a couple here. I think my favorite favorite one, most memorable, I think, is maybe Mouser from Super Mario Brothers 2. Because it's the Super Mario Brothers games were the kind of thing where even when you first played them, they were so broken open, and you would you would immediately talk to friends about like, hey, if you throw down these potions, you can open up these doors to the subcon, and maybe you can go down these pipes and do some warps. And so you would just like spend all this time like messing around with that stuff, and you discover, oh, you can warp to the like later in the game, and like the whole point is to get to the end of the game faster, right? And so I would skip so many levels for so many years, and then finally it was like, oh, I'm gonna go back. I think I've seen this Mouser before when other people are playing. I got to Mouser and be like, man, this just looks cool. This is a different looking character. He's got these cool glasses. It just looks like nothing out of a Mario game. And obviously up to that point there wasn't like a lot to choose from, but even like later, like Mouser just still stood out so much, and him just go like jumping around, throwing around bombs. I really like that.
Those boss fights I like the Wart boss fight quite a bit, even at
Wart's
the end
also
of the game.
very good.
That's a lot of fun. I thought that you might have, if I was going to guess, for some reason, I thought you were going to dig deep and say the Axum Rangers from Mario RPG.
Axum Rangers is very, very good.
Is that the best fight in Mario RPG?
I think so, but it's also the one that like stumped me the most when I rented the game the first couple of times, because you have to like beat them in a very certain order.
Yes.
And I didn't like. I was like, I think I was still like kind of getting. It was like a long weekend when I was going through the entire game. It was my first time figuring a lot of like RPG stuff out. And then I got to that point, and I'm like, man, I'm just kind of stuck here, and it's almost time to take the game back. And so I lost some of my wind, some wind in my sails. And then I went back, played it again later, and figured out, okay, clearly there's a healer character here I need to take out first. And once I started figuring that stuff out, it was like, yeah, this is really. First of all, these characters are very fun. There's a lot of stuff going on with them.
Right, and they're the Power Rangers parodies, which was at that point we had got that in the West finally, and I was a fan of that show as a kid, so I thought this parody was very funny.
Yes, absolutely. And then I would say probably from Link's Awakening, The genie fight, the one that comes out of there, because that's the one that taught me, like, okay, you can actually sometimes in a game you can touch an enemy because you need to pick them up and throw them against the wall, and it's just like when they're attacking you, you can't touch them. And that's like you need to like use the weapon you just got in that dungeon to solve this puzzle. And I'm like, oh, really? No, that makes sense. That's like very cool. And then it's like, oh, well, duh, that's the entire game. But that's the level that finally taught me that once and for all. So I really appreciate that.
The other Ganondorf fight, it would probably be my second favorite, would be the one at the end of Link Between Worlds, which is just, gosh, that's good. It does that thing again. You guys talk about this on Bombcast today, where like it's like really bringing together everything you learned, and also kind of putting it to a new level. It's like the one time, like, oh, you can attack when you're a painting in the wall just for this specific moment, and it's like, oh, this rules. This is great. But Jeff, I'm very curious to see what our community said.
Let me get to it. Yeah, so from Velocity Prime 1, Twilight Princess is far away my favorite Zelda game, but it has many of my favorite boss encounters in the series. And none are more fun than Twilit Fossil Stallard, a skeleton monster that you fight by riding a giant Beyblade top and pinballing around undead armies. It's 100% a gimmick fight, but it's an outrageously entertaining one.
I actually almost put this one on my list because when I was thinking like not final boss fights, I was like, oh, the one where you're on the spinning dreidel of death.
The dreidel of death, yes.
And it looked pretty freaking cool, actually. Yeah, you can say what you want to about Twilight Princess, but that boss fight was a lot of fun. It had some very good dungeons.
From Bringy Glasskey, Dino Piranha in Mario Galaxy. Since it comes out of an egg, the implication is Mario murders a baby.
That's true.
Good point.
Galaxy had some great boss, especially after Sunshine had some pretty disappointing boss fights and a lot of repeated boss fights. The Galaxy games bosses are just really good. Fun Bowser fights with incredible music. There's like that giant robot thing at some point that you have to climb up like a Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
Gosh, just super good boss fights.
Yep, good game all around. Let's see. Dr. Turbo Sus. Stall blind on A Link Between Worlds. Whenever I mention how creative Nintendo was with the wall walking mechanic, I always bring up the fight where you jump into the boss's shield to then go behind him and strike. It is the perfect example of a gimmick enhancing gameplay. Yes, that's like a standout moment in gaming too. Just like, oh man, doing that, it's such a good idea. I feel so clever.
Right. I was thinking about that too. Although, like again, like that moment almost sets up the Ganondorf fight later, which is Ganon actually. But yes, I remember that being just such a great. Whenever a game makes you remember something that's that's so hard to do sometimes, Jeff, I will always remember that moment of satisfaction where it's like, what am I supposed to do? Oh my gosh, his shield has this big blank canvas on it. I could actually just go in there and hide from him. And he's like, what the heck? Where did he go? And you pop out and beat him. It's so satisfying. Just absolutely incredible. Gosh, I need to play that game again.
Yeah, it's really good. I've played it through all the way twice, and it's like I'm on my third now. Diogo RP. For me, it's a tie between Ravenbeak and Metroid Dread. Mm-hmm. Really good answer, actually.
Yes, and very fun fight.
And Majora's Mask. The first is the perfect gauntlet test of skill with most mechanics in the game culminating in an incredible aftermath with Samus shouting her lungs off. And Majora feels extremely disconcerting, erratic, and weird, which fits the game very well, along with a brilliant build-up when reaching the moon. Yeah, both good answers.
Yes, the Ravenbeak fight is a lot of fun.
I think about Ravenbeak all the time, actually, now, these days. I'm like, I kind of just want to go play Ravenbeak. They have that boss rush mode. I should just go play that.
Yeah. Well, it's great because that fight is so hard the first time you do it. And then, because I beat the game so many times, I got to the point like, I know all these things and I can actually just react to it. And like, I feel so masterful fighting this boss anymore. It's still a lot of fun, but it's kind of like the Neon White thing. Like, I remember where I started from and now I'm here. Yes. It's just so satisfying.
I mean, I think that's maybe the kind of boss fight that I really like, a punch-out boss fight, where it is just so pattern-based. And really, this is kind of Elden Ring's thing is, or FromSoft's thing is just, you're going to get to a boss fight and maybe the boss rush, getting to the boss run is tough. But once you're there, you need to just learn these patterns, and we're not going to ask that much more of you. It's a good way of doing things. From 1UP versus CPU, that's hard because Nintendo has done so many, but the most memorable for me is Aghanim. I never know how to say his name. From Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yes.
Aghanim,
I think something like that. Yeah, I know.
That sounds right.
The fake out final boss thing.
Yep. My mind was blown when I discovered that you could play tennis reflecting the spells like that. Now it's something I try in every Zelda game, and it usually works somewhere. And it's a very influential boss battle. That spell reflecting is also a base mechanic in Death's Door. Oh, very cool. Well, okay. Yeah. Don't make me want to play Death's Door again.
Yeah.
From Pablo Cos, I'm sure Mike is going to talk about that Wind Waker final boss fight, and
Yes.
Diego RP has already mentioned Ravenbeak and Majora's Mask. Thus, my vote goes to another Metroid Dread boss, and that is Experiment Z57. For me, it's one of the most memorable fights in the game. The cinematic approach, the tense yet epic music, the creature's design. You're even required to employ every move at your disposal up until then. It's certainly one of my favorite boss fights in recent memory. I can't remember which one is Z57.
That's the one where when you do the counter, he is going around that tower in the background.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Gosh, great boss fights all around. The Kraid boss fight.
Kraid boss fight is fantastic, and the shortcut in a lot of these boss fights are really good too. God, what a good game, man!
It's just so fantastic. Gosh, I even last night, Jeff, was kind of thinking about starting it again.
I mean,
there's other things.
Metroid Dread 2, Metroid Dread sequel, direct sequel. Just
just do it again. Give it just have her get all these Metroid-y powers now.
So good, Jeff. Lucky were we when we got 3 Castlevania Game Boy Advance Metroidvanias in 3 years, and then 3 more on DS, and we got Metroid Fusion. It was like a golden era.
We didn't know.
Jesus.
It was the thing at the time was oh, here's another Castlevania, and now we're starving for it. Or if they had just released Order of Ecclesia today, it would probably have been so much better thought of, right?
Yeah.
But because it was the 6th one, then people same thing even Mega Man 6 was if that was the only game from the Mega Man series on the NES. Let's just pretend Mega Man 6 was a game called Mega Man. Everybody would be like, Mega Man 6 is one of the top 5 NES games, right? Yep. Everybody would just say that. No one says that.
Yep, absolutely.
The 6th one.
Let's see. The last mission in StarCraft 64, the assault on the Overmind, is really cool. This is from Revin. From Laushin, my favorite boss is Bowser in Mario Odyssey. I enjoy the take in that game. But Bowser is fantastic in Mario Odyssey, and then of course the follow-up to that is great too.
The punching him thing actually feels really satisfying.
Yep, absolutely.
In that one,
and throwing your hat to intercept his hat and stuff like that, it also feels good.
Yes, very good.
They just turns out they made everything feel good in that game.
The real best moment though is when you realize you have to capture him at the end. That's
of course
incredible.
The follow-up, the whole finale is just the best.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that game maybe suffered from doing the traditional fight an easier version of this boss battle first and then fight him later, and it's kind of the same thing but slightly different? Do you think that formula's gotten a little overused? Maybe a little. I think they could probably do it once per game, because you do it I don't know, maybe not with Bowser, maybe do that stuff with another boss that gets more powerful later, and maybe save Bowser to keep it special. But I don't know. I also just think it was a good time no matter what, so sure. I don't think it spoiled things, if that's kind of the implication there. I'm implying. He's implying, everybody. Look out. The man's implying. From Casual. My implying juice everywhere. Oh, great. Look, it's all over me. Okay. From Casual. One of my faves is Goth from Majora's Mask. How could you not love fighting a huge mechanical bull with a human face while speeding along it as a spiky Goron? Man, I forgot a lot about that game. That was a good boss fight. Yeah. I thought it was pretty good boss, as it turns out. Mm-hmm. From Gruntilda's Ass. Oh, is it Gruntilda? Gruntilda's Ass. I'm sure there will be a lot of Zelda answers for me. Twin Rova in Ocarina of Time. Always thought the Mirror Shield was one of the coolest items in all of the Zelda games. Was a fun boss fight. Now, Gruntilda's Ass would not enjoy fighting Gruntilda. They're one and the same, Mike. That's right. That's true. He would not want Gruntilda's ass kicked. No. Would want to maybe if Banjo was a boss in a game, that would be the case. Yeah. From Mr. Bowler, going to continue the trend of Zelda bosses with Dark Link from Ocarina of Time. He's not even the main boss of the Water Temple, and yet he stands out. The fact that Dark Link mirrors Link in every way, including the number of hearts he has had, is a great touch. And since many people hadn't played Zelda 2, much less to the end, this was their first introduction to Dark Link. Right, that's true. Yeah, Dark Link's pretty cool. Yes, it's just a cool arena too. It's happens in this cool way, so. Right, yeah. It's always, even when people are trying to show why the ROM for Ocarina of Time wasn't good on NSO, that's what they showed was the fight arena for Dark Link. From Bench JC, as much as I really think Mario Odyssey is just okay, I can't ignore the amazing final boss. You capture stuff all game, and it prompts you to do it to Bowser. You just have to take a step back and go, oh shit. And just the whole level is really fun, and it's just fun to control Bowser. So,
I think that, yes, I know there's some people who sort of have this weird take of like, Mario Odyssey's overrated. But I think even if you think that, you have to acknowledge that there are some incredible standout moments in that game. Right. From Dugan, King Bob-omb from Mario 64 is one of the most memorable mini bosses for me. I thought I had beat the game after beating him as a child and almost had my mom return the game. I was not the brightest child. That's very funny. I beat the boss, Mom. Take it back. She's like, I think there's another level, kid. Oh, man.
We win. Wait till you see Swamp. Yeah. Mine's going to be blowed.
From Turbo Madden, I have a soft spot for fighting Rudy the Clown, the final boss from Wario Land 3. He claims to be a god, but is actually a giant clown demon who will either punch or grab Wario, with the latter move being the only attack that can kill Wario in Wario Land 3. Once you find the strat to beat him, it feels good to defeat this monstrosity. Also, fun fact, he's also the main villain of Dr. Mario 64. Oh, that's interesting. Really? I didn't know that.
I guess those games probably do line up pretty similarly time-wise. Yeah, I played Wario Land 3 for the first time not too long ago, and I did enjoy that fight.
From Hosp, so many to choose from, but excuse me. But Dino Piranha from Super Mario Galaxy perfectly set the tone of what to expect from the game, showcasing the mind-bending gravity and Mario's excellent spin attack. Yep, both of those are
so fun.
Yep, that stands out to me too. It's very memorable. From Turbo Sean, all these years later, it might still be red at the end of Pokemon Gold and Silver. Yeah. You conquer the entire game, collecting all 16 badges across Johto and Kanto. And the final super powerful boss awaiting you at the peak of the treacherous Mount Silver is yourself from the previous game, with a team that can stomp you into the ground even if you've been grinding. Despite no dialogue being spoken, it's still one of the most satisfying endings to a game I can remember, and a surprise that can't really be replicated. Special shout out to Nintendo, to Nightmare from Metroid Fusion.
Oh, different Nightmare. I thought you meant from Kirby's Adventure. The red that is so cool. It's why Gold and Silver, it's pretty hard to top that, really. Just having the whole exploring the map from the last game and having it culminating in you fighting the player character from that last game with this really overpowered party, including the starters, Final Evolutions, and the Pikachu. It was perfect. It was so good.
From Mike Minotti is my favorite bop. I think before this year, Turbo Sean's choice would have been my answer. However, that changed with Pokemon Legends Arceus and the Volo battle. It is one of the reasons I end up rating the game so high. Spoilers, by the way. Like Rad, he is a post-game content boss that isn't required. Game Freak does a nice bait and switch with his character to betray you in the dramatic fashion. Not only do you face his hard-ass team, but then he summons the legendary counterpart to Arceus named Giratina to try and beat you. And then after those two battles, Giratina turns into God mode and cranks it up to 150% to try and beat you again. 3 battles with no auto healing in between, some of the best songs in Pokemon history, along with a grandiose stage that only the 3D games have been able to properly showcase. This battle has it all. Oh yeah, and your reward for winning is an item that lets you battle God himself, Arceus. So yeah, pretty good boss fight, I'd say.
Man, so I beat Arceus. I didn't realize that the post game stuff got that interesting. Now I'm kind of interested.
That's a fun game that I need to go back to and actually. It was very good.
I kind of forgot it was this year, right? Because it was January. It was like forever ago, but that was this year.
It's probably on my top 10 list, even though I haven't beat it. Like, I think it's probably going to be my top 10 list.
That's on my top 10. And again, it's weird because we have like Scarlet and Violet coming out this year, right? Yeah, it seems like we're already kind of thinking about that, but Arceus was very good.
From Jayton, Taboo from the Subspace Emissary and Smash Brothers Brawl. It was so cool when you finally meet him at the end.
Yeah, that Subspace Emissary was cool. I kind of wish they would just do that again in the Smash Brothers. It was fun.
Let's see, from Wildfire Alex, Ganon from Ocarina of Time, because that's one that made me go, wow, this is epic. I agree with that, Alex. It's a good Ganon fight.
It was, and it did kind of set a precedent for how those fights are kind of sort of work going forward. There's always a little bit of an element to that. I mean, the Ganon/Ganondorf fights have pretty much always been pretty good, but that one definitely knew how to pace itself well.
From Gerber, I've always liked the final battle against Sturm in Advance Wars. Controlling multiple armies with your CO selection based on how you played the campaign was an excellent new mechanic for the finale. I think that was a really kind of a climactic battle because you were kind of expecting it to kind of keep pace with everything else, and that really changed things up just enough to keep it really interesting there. From Doc7, recency bias makes me choose Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The final boss's attacks are designed to be perfect dodged, getting the witch time encounter is so satisfying.
It's great.
I'm glad that it's called witch time so frequently by people.
Yeah.
Finishing off by eating a semi and driving up the crumbling world to Dragon Ball Z. The boss was so hype. Yeah, man, I haven't beaten that game. I need to beat it.
It's very good. Like I said, like it's fun how the difficulty curve. It's kind of it doesn't go very high, very fast, but then towards the end, it's like does this.
Right.
It's like, oh, this is like interesting and challenging. It's fantastic.
From Beefhammer, there's a secret boss fight in the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2 that is a nice fan service moment, but also tough as hell compared to anything else in the game. Feels great when you finally win. Okay. I should look into that. That's cool. That does it for answers from Discord. We got a couple answers in Super Chats, though, Mike. I'm probably going to go ahead and read those now.
I can read the Super Chats, Jeff. I have them all up. How about I do that?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
I'm feeling up to it.
Great. It's great to hear.
Let's start here. The first we got was from Devin Greedy, who said, "Love you guys, but you guys are just wrong on Nier Automata." I'm actually shocked that I thought that this was a consensus that the combat was like fine, and it was everything else that made that game super great.
Now, the thing you said was right. It's rote. It's routine. It is. Maybe it's like a fun 15 seconds, but you repeat it so often that
I just kept doing the same combo over and over. Right? Like there was no reason to switch things up, as far as I can remember.
I never did, or I mean, even when I did, it wasn't like it was that much more interesting either.
And you hold down that one button to shoot with your little arm guy, and he does that, and that's fine. And then you hit the people. Yeah, it was fine.
You see a butt cheek, and you explode.
See a butt cheek, and that's great.
Yeah.
Steven Sullivan says, "Can you see Nintendo releasing another limited time game similar to Super Mario 3D All Stars with Zelda, Wind Waker / Twilight Princess, or is that a one-time thing?" I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why they did it the first time, Jeff, so I don't know why they would do it again.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to do that again. I think that, I mean, the thing with Mario 3D All-Stars, right, was many of those games were going to end up in Nintendo Switch Online and Nintendo 64, or like Mario 64 was going to end up in there, and that's like one of the key games for that thing. So, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, neither of those are in 64 games, so I don't think so. I don't think there's any chance of this happening again with those games.
Ariel Delgado says, "Mike, can you do a Toad voice?" I'm joking. Hi, guys. Hi, Ariel. He also says, "Do you think there will ever be an HD 2D remake of any of the older Final Fantasy games, despite the Pixel remasters being a thing? I'd love to see 4. I think someday that could happen with some of the bigger ones, like 6 or maybe 4. Yeah, I mean, because they remade Dragon Quest 3 not that long ago. It was a kind of a sloppy remake, but now that's getting an HD 2D remake, so it could happen.
Yeah.
But not for a while, though. They're going to want you to buy the Pixel remaster for quite a bit here.
Yep.
Might be a 10-year proposition, but someday. Evan Conley says, in 2018, Nintendo's previous press said they expected the Nintendo Switch lifespan would be longer than their normal 6 years. So why the surprise that they might go 8 before a follow-up? What would 8 years be? So wait, it came out 2016? Is that right?
2017.
2017. So it's been 5 years now. 3 more years will be 2025. I guess I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked. I still think it would be 7 and not 8. But yeah, I've always said I think 2024, probably maybe March 2024.
It's just in a weird spot where it clearly has momentum to go that long, but does it have sort of the power to make sense going that long? There's opposing factors here, so it's just tough to predict.
And then from a brand new commenter, Marcus Phoenix, "Stop defending Xbox, you shill. Where Fable, Hellblade." Are you defending Xbox on our Nintendo podcast today?
I don't remember doing so, but I also like Fable and Hellblade. I don't know, man. I never said either of those games are coming anytime soon. Hellblade especially is Fable especially. Hellblade will come next year, maybe.
Yeah, I remember I was the one who kept saying, like, I think Hellblade might come out here. You would always tell me, no, it's coming later than you think. So I don't know what he's thinking. And then Marcus Phoenix also said, Phil Spencer / Matt Booty are failures. Admit it, bro. What would that mean? Why would they be failures? Are they turning profits?
I think so. I mean, the Xbox division makes quite a bit of profit, and it's been growing the last couple of years. So, hey, but I mean, I don't know. I don't care. I don't have stock in their company. Whatever.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead. Dislike them. Yep. The Nintendo Bro says, "Sorry, I missed the Discord segment. My favorite boss is Metroid Prime from Metroid Prime. Loved how it made you use all of your abilities, and the battle was the proper balance of difficulty and length." Yeah, that's actually another really good fight. I kind of actually, it was like the thing where like they say the name of the movie. I was like, oh, Metroid Prime is a thing. I thought it was just like a name for this game. I didn't realize
Oh,
I'd be
right.
fighting something called
Yes.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Neat.
It's
So-
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking there was a couple other good answers. Someone in chat mentioned it, and it's one that I probably would have thought of eventually. The Yoshi's Island
I
final
was just
boss
going
fight.
to say it too because someone
Yeah.
I saw that chat.
I think it was
I was like,
Jodicus
they're
that
right
mentioned it,
because
yes.
that is a very good boss fight against the giantified Baby Bowser. It's
Right.
well, first the first phase is great because Baby Bowser's trying to ride Yoshi,
Mhm.
right? It's just like that's what people do to Yoshi, but Yoshi like doesn't like it. You have to like
Mhm.
kick him off, and it like throws off Baby Mario, and then he gets giant guys, which again has been happening the whole game, but it's like Godzilla giant ties, and
Right.
it does really cool things. It's on 64. Yeah, Yoshi's Island's very good.
Super Nintendo, yeah.
Super Nintendo, excuse me. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, and just the whole like you're still throwing eggs. It still feels like Yoshi's Island, but it's like
Right. But for the first time, there's like the separate animation for him,
Yeah.
like aiming into the background. And
Right.
I'm like, just that little touch, like, yes, this is special.
yeah,
it's
it's
so cool.
special and epic, and the music's really effective and stuff. It's a good boss battle.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and then I'm glad Raven Beak got mentioned because that's another one. I'm
Very
like,
big-
this
very
is-
big is
man,
very
I
good.
think about it all the time, and then the finale after that is just good stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
Red Big might
Mike.
be my second favorite Metroid boss fight now. If right of Metroid Prime, but after Mother Brain from Super
Yeah.
Metroid. All right, Jeff. Let's talk about the games we played. Did you need to brag? Do you need a moment to tell everybody that you beat me 3-0 in Strikers? Is that what you want?
we
Is that what
played-
you want, you animal?
We played Mario Strikers in person, and I could have kept going, but I could tell that you were feeling pretty defeated, pretty
Oh
down in
my
the dumps.
God.
3-0. You couldn't get a single win.
Oh my god!
Barely got a goal in a couple of them.
Oh,
The
give me a
defense was
break! It's a
stifling.
low-scoring game, Jeff.
I think you mentioned the defense was just too stifling. And I'm like, you know
Oh
what? I think
my-
he's right. I'm just too stifling.
Oh my god!
And so, yeah, I think that everyone should know that you didn't get a single win in Mario
No.
Strikers. In my
All right, we're
home,
gonna-
I mean, maybe we could play in your home. Maybe you need the home
Yeah,
field
home
advantage.
turf.
Yeah,
Must be
exactly.
it.
I was just very good at that game. Is the big issue I think for you.
Yeah, well, at least you're good at something.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was fun. Like Streets of Rage, I was like, the problem with Streets of Rage is there's just enough like a break in between punching where I'm like, oh, my kids are here, they're doing something, I gotta watch them, and I look up and I'm like, oh my god, I messed up bad, and now I'm getting
Right.
destroyed. And like you and Stephanie were keeping us alive in that game. I like was not very good at Streets of Rage 4, but yeah, I had a good time. I don't know. I think that I will get back into Strikers and play some more of it with Daisy. But other than that, I haven't been playing too much. I've been kind of bouncing around. I did boot up Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color on my
I
Analog
wanna play that
Pocket.
so bad. I
It's
wanna play
got
it very
well,
badly.
I sent you a way to play it, Mike.
You did. You did. I know.
It's got maybe one of the best like opening animation screens, like that red and then the black on it for like Metal Gear, and it has a Solid Snake outlined. It just looks so good. But it's like a really good Game Boy Color game too. It's like a really solid take on Metal Gear Solid for Game Boy Color.
This is what it's kind of like. Circle in the Moon. I kind of like these games are considered canons, and I kind of just wish that some, whoever's in charge would be like, no, it's good enough that it is canon. I'll deal with it. Like us, Babel doesn't get enough love, largely because Kojima sort of disowns it, and it doesn't seem fair to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really fun game, and you get like an e-cig or something like that or whatever. And it's like
Well, you get
clearly
that in all those games.
yeah, they invented. Well, yeah, but it's just like he invented vaping. It's very good stuff.
Yes, Jeff. They invented vaping.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot.
good.
I'm trying to think. I was playing some stuff on my Switch here and there, but I was
Did you
kind of.
play any Pokemon Puzzle League? Because I played quite a bit of it
No,
actually.
I didn't. I should play some Pokemon Puzzle
Super
League.
fun.
Yeah.
It is funny because I'm like they made this game pretty fast and cheap because it is largely just that old puzzle game. When I forget its Japanese name, it was Tetris Attack at some point, and there's like some gifs of Pokemons in the background, like some JPEGs, basically. But it's a really fun puzzle game. The mechanics of it are just super solid. I like kind of going through and fighting all those the gym trainers and whatnot. It's funny because they have you like pick your Pokemon out of 3. I do not know if it matters. My guess is that it doesn't even matter at all. There certainly are type advantages in the game, but yeah, just a very good puzzle game. It's fun going up the different difficulty ladders. It's weird that like at certain points, like here's the code to put in to unlock the next difficulty. Like just unlock it.
Yeah, right.
But whatever, I'll take it. Hey, we just got another another super chat from Devin. I hope that's right, Divin Greedy, saying, beyond this week topic in Nier, there is a secret boss fight in Nier Automata, which is none other than Square Enix CEO. How did I not know that? I've never seen that boss fight.
That's incredible.
Is he trying to like force NFTs into the game?
Yeah, there you go. Right in his Christmas letter or his like New Year's letter, and he's like, "Here's my evil plan." Oh, Marcus Phoenix is back with more. Yeah. Marcus Phoenix betraying Xbox here.
Xbox have no games 2023 second half. Bots keep losing. I think they're probably going to have games coming out in the second half of 2023.
Yeah,
would that upset you if they did? Would it bother you?
Yeah, would it bother you if you did? I don't know. I'm looking forward to Pentiment, I guess,
will have
whatever.
Games coming out the second half of 2023 too, so everyone will be happy.
I don't know. There's a lot of video games I'm playing right now. So
is he saying that the bots are people who? What are the bots doing here?
The
X-bots. I thought you meant like this. It's like the way how Warner Bros. Is blaming bots for making them film the.
I need to read that story. That sounds pretty fun to me. That like they were tricked, and apparently, okay, maybe I need to read it.
People are saying that it sounds like they weren't really tricked, and that they're blaming this on like because they probably didn't actually make any money releasing the Snyder Cut, so they had to like.
Right, but doesn't the story implicate that like Zack Snyder is like somewhat behind the bots or something?
Like I mean, they're gonna. Well, I mean, of course he's behind. He'd encouraged the campaign. Okay. We all know that.
Right. Yes,
I don't know if he like went in and like had something to do with bots. Like I didn't read the story.
Made his bot farm. I'm gonna read the story tonight. We'll see.
So you know.
All right, Mike.
Hit
the button.
Next week's topic is since I took Jeff to a Margaritaville and we had so much fun. What Nintendo-themed restaurant would you most like to see become a reality? How about that? Jeff and I love these themed restaurants.
Yes.
We think they're great. We don't think they're tacky at all. So
no. And only if they are tacky, only in a good way.
It's like it's a Nintendo-themed restaurant. Like if you had to make a Rainforest Cafe or Planet Hollywood based on some kind of a Nintendo thing, what would it be? Jeff, who's going to be? Oh gosh, that's a nice start. Who's going to be on the game this morning tomorrow?
Tomorrow should be Lucy. On Thursday, it will be Jan, and then on Friday, Ben Hansen from Midnax. Everybody, so
nice.
Tune in for that.
Awesome. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Tokoto. I'm on GamesBeat. We'll be back Thursday with Game Mess Decides. Jeff, anything else?
No, just come hang out on GiantBomb.com. You guys know where to find me. Hang out in the Discord as well. GameMess.net, everybody. Bye. See you next time.